Hi, this is Corey Luth,
I'm Tate Nystrom.
and we are about to present our Capstone Project for business analytics and data mining. So our Capstone Project is covering company X, Y, and Z. They are needing some help with business analytics. They have lots of data, but they are not skilled enough to make any sense out of it. Basically, they sell products for men and women, and they are able to sell products over the phone and the web. They have recently done an email marketing plan, and they are trying to better understand how effective it was. This data set contains 64,000 customers who last purchased within 12 months of company XYZ. The customers involved with the test were a third randomly chosen to receive emails from men's merchandise, a third was chosen to receive women's merchandise, and then a third did not receive any email campaign. And during the 2-week period following the email campaign, results were tracked and were then processed by us. We were able to clean up the data by converting string data to integer data and creating dummy variables.
So in the analysis section, we found that in general the men responded more positively to the email campaign. They not only responded better, but they also spent more money overall compared to women. We also found out that the people from the suburban locations spent more money than urban and rural. Some of the key findings that we found throughout our questions during the project, like we said before, we found that the men performed better than the women. Their version of the email, the men's version did a lot better compared to the women's. Talking about the incremental sales kind of explains how effective the campaign was. Generated $1.42 per email sent compared to women's, which was around $1.07. Moving on, there's the men's version of the email campaign performing different from the women's across the various segments. We saw that obviously the men's were more likely to visit the website at a 0.18 compared to 0.14 respectively. This also led to men spending more money than women within the first 2 weeks of receiving the email. Across the different metrics like visitors, conversion, and total spent, we compared the different segments to the different metrics and through a pivot table. And in this pivot table, we found that the people, if people did not visit the website, neither men or women, they spent money or made any purchases. But when they did visit the website, both made purchases and spent money. But men were more likely to spend more than women, $7.78 compared to $7.11 per visit. Moving on to which audience would we target the men's version to and the women's version to? We said that the men's version, looking at the different audiences, we found it's best that the men's version would be targeted to both men and women, since their campaign was a little bit better at $1.04 for money spent compared to $1.04. Looking at our Tableau chart, we were able to visually see that the history was a big variable in predicting whether or not the marketing campaign was successful. We also determined that the suburban was also a more popular variable when it came to the success of the email campaign. And later on, we found that if we were to choose 10,000 people to receive the email, we would most likely send it to those in the suburbs and those who are men, based on our findings throughout this project. And then opposite of that, if we were to eliminate 10,000 customers, we would eliminate the women as well as those in the rural areas because they were less likely to visit the website as well as purchase something. And the algorithm that worked best with our business problem was logistic regression at 60%, and this was compared to the other models that we tested, and was the better accuracy for the marketing campaign. Moving on to the storytelling, these were the graphs said above about how we are comparing the different segments to the different variables. Obviously, history is showing a high percentage on all three segments, with everything else being pretty average, and recency being a little bit above those on the average line. And last, our storytelling, we see that the different zip codes, how suburban is definitely the highest variable that is more effective during these email campaigns.
So going from there, what we've learned, we would recommend focusing the next marketing plan on suburban and urban areas only. That's because this demographic spent the most money and responded the best to XYZ's email campaign. We'd also like to recommend targeting men more because they responded much better to the email, and just use more efforts to reach them because it was worth it more. We'd also like to recommend collecting more data for future analysis. It might be interesting to have age, income, household size, and the occupation of customers as well. Thanks a lot for listening. Have a good day. Bye.